What's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 10 of PixlFeed Radio with your host, Christian Lovrecich. Thank you. All right, so episode 10. I decided to do a behind-the-scenes podcast episode because I couldn't get a guest for this week. So the more I thought about it, I was like, do I want the show to be just interviews back to back to back, or do I want to jump in there and talk about and document what it is, what I'm doing? Or give a little bit of behind the scenes so anybody can learn from what I'm doing and see what I'm doing and how it works. I think it's very helpful. And the truth of the matter is, listen, you're going to reach out to a bunch of people, and a lot of them are going to say no, especially when you're starting out like I am, and I only have 10 episodes, counting this one under my belt, and the YouTube channel I just started, I think it was like a month and a half ago. And what it comes down to is that, your closest people, most of them, if you reach out to them, they'll do it. Some of them, they don't want to do it because either they're shy or, it's not big enough for them yet. But those I will remember later on down the road. No doubt about it. And, it happens. It's okay. So one lesson you got to take from this right away is that the name of the game is consistency. I have literally watched my YouTube channel, which I'm not going to lie, it's a lot harder to grow than I thought it was going to be. And I've watched it double in views in the past couple weeks, which is really cool because even though it's not monetized yet or anything like that, you get to see all your hard work paying off, which is awesome. So anyway, so there's a few things I want to talk to you guys about. I got my notes right here. And so I'm going to start to break it down what it is I've been working for the past 6 months, not past year, and why everyone should be doing the same thing in their business, whether it's a brick and mortar store, whether you have an agency, whether you have whatever it is that you offer yourselves, whatever. This strategy breaks down to everybody, every field and everybody. So, all right, so what I've been doing. So obviously I have never stopped running ads to my own Shopify store through Facebook and to my clients' stores in e-com, and I have some clients in lead generation as well. So I do, for those of you that don't know, my background is in e-com. So I started with e-com back in the day. If you've been listening to the podcast, you know this already. With e-com back in the day, and then I moved from there to helping other people and doing lead generation, because the rule of thumb, as anybody knows, Facebook ads and all that, if you can do e-commerce ads, lead generation's cake. It's so easy. It's ridiculous. To somebody like me. I'm not saying the lead gen is easy, but if you have the background that I do in e-com, when it comes to Facebook ads, lead generation's cake. So there's that. So I've been working on that. The other thing I've been working on is a new agency model. So up until now, the model that I have been following with the agency has been Facebook ads only and funnels, which combination of both is very powerful. It's super, super powerful. So if you're doing lead gen, that's going to work. It's going to bring you great results, especially if you're taking advantage of upsells and downsells and one-time offers. Also, obviously, Shopify or other platforms for big brands. I like Magento and stuff like that, but that doesn't matter because the traffic is the same. But what I've been learning, especially with Facebook having so many issues in 2019, 2019 was just horrible for Facebook ads. It was a fucking nightmare. The AI kept flagging accounts. People were losing their accounts left and right. Costs were like through the roof. Nothing was consistent. And then that was pretty much all year. The only people who saw consistency was big brands that were concentrated on like branding itself and not direct ROI. And it was a tough year. A lot of people went under. A lot of people, came through it. But in January, I want to say things started to get fixed, quote unquote, on January 2020. So for 2 months, everything was great. And then this stupid ass coronavirus hit and it messed things up for like 2 weeks and everything. I don't know. I'm seeing that people are starting to spend money again. So sales are up depending on what niche you're in. But anyway, the whole point that I'm trying to get at with this whole Facebook thing is that I realized last year, it's like, okay, you cannot put all your eggs in one basket. And of course I knew that, but I'm talking about traffic wise. You can't put all your eggs in a basket when it comes to traffic. So I was like, maybe I should learn YouTube ads and Google ads. And I started dipping, and I already knew the basics, but I started dipping in it. And the more I dipped in it, it's like the same principles apply to it, the same basics, the ideas behind it and the strategies, but the actual technical side of things is not the same. So the more I got into it, the more I realized, okay, what am I going to be an expert in? Because I'm an expert in Facebook. All right. I got plenty of results to back it up. And I know, whatever. So do I want to half-ass Google ads and YouTube ads and trying to keep up with Facebook on a daily basis? And the more I thought about it, I was like, no, that's not going to work. It's just not. Either you're an expert at one thing, or you're half-assing things at three different platforms. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to stick to what I know, which is Facebook ads. As much as I have a love-hate relationship with Facebook at this point, but the truth of the matter is when Facebook ads work, they work and they bring results. Now, Facebook ads is not the solution for everything. And that's why some companies need to diversify into Google, Snapchat, Pinterest, and all that good stuff, right? So the more I thought about it, I was like, all right, it's time to expand. It's time to expand just from Facebook. So I sat down and I wrote down on a piece of paper, I was like, who do I know who are the best of what they do? Okay. So what I did that I wrote down the first name that I wrote down was like, who's the person that I know who's a badass at cold emailing, right? Because we need to reach out by doing cold emails. And so I wrote that person's name down. That was my friend Ramon. And then I was like, all right, who's a badass at WordPress and Google and all that? Google ads and YouTube ads and SEO. So I reached out to a friend of mine in Texas, Jason. He has an agency in Texas, and he's like, we worked together in the past, and we had some amazing results for a couple of clients, combining both of our superpowers. So I told him what I was planning on doing, and he's like, I'm in. All right. So that's the two biggest ones right there, Facebook, Google, and, that's going to be your biggest platforms. Then the third person I reached out to was my good friend Mario and copywriter Mario and his team that have done an amazing job on everything that's like sales pages, VSLs, all that good stuff. And I reached out to him. Well, we talked like once a week because he writes everything for me. Not the videos, but like, emails and VSL sales letters and stuff like that. And I gave him the idea, and I was like, this is the deal. I already got this person in. You're the last one I want to bring in as part of the superpower when it comes to the technical side. Are you in? Yes or no? And I explained the whole strategy, which is like create tons of content. He's like, yes, right away. He said yes right away. That's my boy. So there you go. So now we have the trifecta of Google, Facebook, and copywriters, because copy is a very, very big deal. Think about it. If you have somebody in your team who does Google and SEO, right? And somebody who's a badass on Facebook ads, right? And marketing in general and funnels and all that. And you combine that with good copywriters, a whole team of copywriters. That's an amazing team right there. And then I got my boy Ramon, who's doing all the technical stuff and stuff like that. And then I reached out to my boy Braden to close deals for us, because I can't sit on every deal. I just don't have the time. And of course he said yes, because we worked together in the past. So think about it. These are the relationships that I have built over the years with people that I met either at conferences, masterminds, or just through networks and groups and people who know somebody. And we just happen to do projects together. And that's why, in other videos, and I've explained before in other podcasts, it's like, it's so important that you go out and meet people out there that are in your field, because you can always pick up the phone and reach to them. So we did that. We're working on that, which brings me to the third one, which is personal branding. Okay. Every brand needs an attractive character. Okay. I just made a video about this. So think about it. Burger King has the king. Wendy's has the little girl, Michelin has the Michelin man. You get the idea. So who's going to be the attractive character of this project? It's going to be me, right? Because I also wanted to start building my own personal brand, which brings me to the next one, which is the YouTube channel. But see how it all comes together? Everything's coming together, okay? So how does the YouTube channel correlate with the personal branding and the agency? Well, I'm knocking out three things all at once, okay? Because I'm creating content for my personal brand, right? But I can use that same content for the agency and at the same time grow the YouTube channel, which the YouTube channel is going to work to generate two leads for me. It's going to be my personal leads from my personal list, right? And at one point with the consistency, all this company CEOs and marketing people, blah, blah, at one point they're going to see a video if they're looking for us, right? So if you watch my YouTube videos or you listen to your podcast, the only call to action that I give you always is to like and subscribe, which that helps me grow the channel. So that's not asking too much. Or click one of the links below, whether it's an affiliate link or my personal link for my, whatever I'm offering, depending on the video. And that's it. But at the same time, we can grab these videos, chop them up, and put them in blogs and do SEO related content. And, if you're listening to the podcast, the source of this, it's a YouTube video first. So now I'm killing two platforms at once. So how do I distribute all the content? Okay, this is where you got to get smart about it. So obviously, I don't have the time to do all this stuff myself, right? If you're starting out, then you might have to do it yourself. And I'm not going to lie to you, it's a lot of work. So the way it works is I record the video and whatever it is that I'm recording, whatever comes to my head that day. Because I'm not at that point yet where I have a whole team behind me to write scripts and make these super professional videos. Like right now, as I started, I realized that I forgot to turn on one of the lights to my right. So it's probably brighter here than it is here. But you know what? I was already 5 minutes in and I wasn't going to start all over again. So even if it's not perfect, like I'm doing right now, just put it out there. Put it out there, okay? So what happens? I record a video, right? Video gets sent to my graphic designer, who grabs the video, edits the video, because I train him on how I want everything edited, and I don't have to worry about it. He already knows what I want. He edits the video, sends it back to me this is all done by Google Drive, by the way. I have separate folders, so I have a raw folder. Once that video hits and we all communicate through Slack, by the way. So always communication through Slack. That's how I keep in touch with my whole team. So video gets uploaded. I let my graphic designer know, okay? Every video goes out on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on the dot before 6:30 p.m. Eastern. It's just a schedule that I just made up so I can stay consistent through it. And I say, hey, I need to put something out by this day. All right. So video gets uploaded. Graphic designer grabs it, edits the video, puts it in the final folder that's ready to go. I get a notification, and it gets sent out to my VA. For those of you who don't know what a VA, that's a virtual assistant. Virtual assistant then grabs the video, uploads it to YouTube. I send her the description and then the tags and all that stuff, and video gets ready to go, upload it, and it gets taken from there. At the same time, my audio guy for the podcast grabs the same video that was uploaded to my G drive for work, and he extracts the audio out of it and edits the whole thing into a podcast. Once again, gets sent out to my VA, make sure everything's good. VA grabs it, uploads it to Spreaker, which then distributes the podcast to every platform out there. Okay, so now we have that. Then my copywriting team grabs that video, transcribes the audio, and then turns it into an article. So now we have SEO. Okay, so that's how I'm building my personal brand along with YouTube. Now, I got to say, the biggest challenge is YouTube yet. Because with Facebook, I don't want to run VSLs through Facebook yet. That's a video sales letter. So I'm going to chop up the YouTube videos, which I haven't done yet, and grab the best of, because I don't have enough content yet, the best of, and then put it on my Facebook page as 30-second, 1-minute clips, Gary Vee style. Okay? It's called the Hydra Strategy. I actually made a video about it in the channel, so look it up. And that's how you get out there. So what do I do with those clips that are 30 seconds to a minute long that are posted on Facebook? I boost them for $1 a day or $2 a day. I learned that one from Dennis Yu. So you boost a post for $1, $2 a day, and you just let it run. You just let it run. You tell a story with your videos, so you can do your videos back to back to back to back. Because if you know anything about Facebook, you can create custom audiences where you can keep track of how long somebody watched a video, and then based on how long they watched that video for, you can actually say, okay, this person watched 50% of this video. You can show them the next one in the sequence, which is that one. Okay, so that's how I'm growing my personal brand along with the agency model. Now the agency model, we're gonna take it up, up a notch on what I call on steroids. There's gonna be a lot of blogging, a lot of SEO, a lot of content, and that's gonna be nonstop, depending with keywords to rank and all that. And to be honest with you, that's not my realm. So that's Jason's world right there, and I completely trust his judgment on that. So one thing I have figured out about YouTube, though, for those of you who are thinking about doing a YouTube channel, is that consistency is key on YouTube, or like anything else, even with the podcast. That's why I decided to do a podcast, even though I don't have a guest. Consistency is key. It's very important. 3 videos is a lot for what I do. If you go to other channels that do Facebook ads, they're all polished and they're all perfect videos and all that stuff. Listen, I don't have a whole team behind me to do production on a video, and I have to come up with ideas 3 times a week. And at first, that sounds super easy. I'm like, oh yeah, I can create videos on Facebook ads 3 times a week all day long. Well, I definitely realized the first couple weeks that it's not that easy to come up with just videos about Facebook ads all week long, every week, consistently. Because at some point, it's like, okay, they have to be full of value, and I'm not just going to create a video just to create a video. Excuse me. So that's when I decided to move, into other things as well, because if anybody knows marketing, you can know Facebook ads all day. And if you want to follow a channel that's Facebook ads and just Facebook ads by themselves, then there's plenty out there. There's tons out there. But the truth of the matter is, it's that you can be the best at Facebook traffic. You can be the best at Google traffic, Snapchat, Pinterest, whatever you want to call it. But if the second portion of that strategy is not right, you're not going to get shit out of it. Okay? So if you don't know how to build a good funnel or a good store, and you don't know how to do copywriting or have a good copywriter who can write that for you and hit those emotional points and logic points, right, to trigger people to buy or to take action on the offer that you're putting out there, you're not going to be successful. I just had this issue with one of my clients. I told him from day one, that page is not going to work. We're going to have to change this, and that. Oh no, it works, blah, 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 but we never run traffic to it. It's all organic. It's like, all right, let's run some traffic. Sure enough, 3 days later, conversion rates are horrible. We changed it. I told him I'm changing it. He gave me the go ahead. And what happened? Conversion went through the roof as soon as I made the changes needed. So you got to remember, people sometimes concentrate on the wrong things. Okay? So that's the technical side of things with YouTube and all that. Okay? So what else do I want to talk about? Why didn't I do it before? People were asking me, why didn't I do it before? Honestly, even though I've been in this game for a long, long time, I didn't feel like I was ready. I think it's called Impostor Syndrome. People get Impostor Syndrome, that you think you're going to put yourself publicly out there and you're going to sound like you don't know what you're talking about, when in reality you do. And, you forget about it. One of my mentors, John Logar, told me, stop hanging out with marketers, or stop talking to, entrepreneurs who do what you do every day. Why is that? Because when you do that, you're in your little bubble of Facebook ads, digital marketing, and all that good stuff, and you forget that people don't know this stuff as much as you do. And that's in every field. So let's say you're a programmer and you're talking about programming 24/7. Who code with you or whatever. And things that seem super easy to you, you explain it to like somebody who doesn't know anything about coding or programming, they're gonna be mind blown. I couldn't tell you how many times I blow people's mind just with a video or a conversation when I think when I'm explaining to them, it's like super simple. So, that's why I'm doing all of this, getting the voice out there. And if you're watching on YouTube, I hope you enjoy this behind the scenes version of the podcast of PixlFeed Radio. So click one of the boxes above me, move on to the next video. There's plenty to learn. And if you're listening to the podcast, make sure you click one of the links below and subscribe and all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next video or podcast.